that the understanding of the last days and the concepts of the Dajjal is a great deceit, is a tremendous deceit beyond any deceit that can be imagined. It's not translated as an antichrist because this is for all the religion and all the worlds are going to be cast into a tremendous difficulty, and that difficulty is beyond comprehension of what type of fitna Allah will allow that door to be opened. And from the teachings of Awliyaullah, from the haqqaiq and the reality of Haqiqat Tay and the folding of space and time, that I can play inshaAllah from Holy Qur'an, Surah Al-Anbiya verse 104, that awliyaullah taking from that verse its reality, that Allah describes a day that we roll up the heavens like a scroll, like a sijil, like a book, and they roll it up and complete. And even as we produce the first creation, so shall we produce a new one. From that understanding and from the secret of the tie and the folding that they want us to understand from their haqqaiq, that our existence are like pages within a book. Every moment is a page within a book. It's nothing lost, means it's there. The moment it happens it's in a book of Allah. Every moment is put into a book, and our existence from the beginning of time to akhir zaman and the end of time are just a series of pages within a book that Allah has brought on for our existence. That book at a higher level of life other than the life within the physicality, in the world of light and in the world of realities, that page in life when they open they can fold. They can fold a page and move from one point to the other point by that reality. Instead of going all the way through A, B, C, D, they fold A and Z connect, and immediately they connect into the realm of Z and they move through space and time. That can be through their body, through their soul, through their entirety, most commonly through their tongue. That Allah opened for them Haqiqat Tay from lisan, that through their tongue their recitations are able to be increased in which to support the energy that Allah dressing them. That their zikr not like regular zikr of people saying Allah, 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 that at a high performance level the zikr within their heart is at a much higher speed, and they can connect their tongue into a point in which allows their heart to move at a tremendous speed. That tie and then the movement of the physical tie means they can move with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and they step, they can be on a location that wherever Allah want to send them, wherever Prophet want to send them. And we said before in other talks that adab of physical movement is no longer necessary because of the mobile phone and people capturing the images of these awliyaullah appearing in multiple places. They have the ability to appear from 12,000 to 24,000 locations at the same time. That their light as you see it as a particle is more powerful in its wave format, and its wave can be in any direction, in any dimension that Allah and Prophet give them permission to move. And they can manifest in that reality, and through their teachings and what Prophet want, they don't interfere with that dimension, that time, and they alter nothing from Allah's will, because there's an adab and a respect. When these days of deceit are open, Allah granting these shayateen a permission That permission is that they are already moving within these dimensions locked. The ability to alter them and to manipulate with them Allah locked, but Allah now unlocked. So a great deceit is now moving onto this earth, that with these spiritual beings that Prophet brought for us an understanding of the jinn, the bad ones whose intentions are not good, and the shayateen who absolutely have incorrect intentions and very negative and deceitful intentions, who are the workers for the Dajjal, that permission granted for them to manipulate time and space. And what happens as a great deceit begins to enter into this dunya is that for us to understand it is that if somebody travels back into time and manipulates a point in time, let's say they go back to 1940, because the jinn are moving through space and time, they're not limited and bound by the physical realm, but they were not given permission to alter. When Allah opened, because the days of fitna have to come, the zuhur and the presence of Sayyidina Mahdi has to be present. So Allah bi-izzatullah wa izzat Rasul wa izzat mu'mineen, shaitan is operating. Means that Allah had to have given permission, Prophet gave permission, and all the mu'mineen who are ulul amr and in charge, they're aware of what shaitan was given as a permission. Means that ability to begin to alter. So what happens is that when this shayateen they go back into 1940 and they alter something. We don't and we're not aware of it, but something in this life now changed that hadn't been changed before. So if you can imagine that everything you watch of scary movies, every sci-fi movie that you watch, it's in existence. It's a thought within a brain that Allah created. That brain can't think of something that Allah hasn't. You don't open your computer and what a programmer didn't put in there, all of a sudden there's a new software. Whatever the programmer put into that computer, that software is there. Whatever thought people have, Allah put that thought. Whatever concept they have or whatever understanding they have, Allah put that, means it's in existence. So then these sci-fi movies and all these things that we talk about are trying to give us an understanding of these realities that are coming into this dunya. Means if somebody is altering the timeline, goes back and begins to manipulate, something will change in this dimension. And now they're seeing, they go and what they want is the attention of people. So they took iconic images, iconic movies, iconic sounds, everything that was a symbol of our existence on this material dunya, and they began to play with it. So many people are beginning to aware, oh, particular movie titles have changed from what we understood the title was. Particular shows, particular cartoons, particular items, their names have changed and things have changed. This is the sign of a great deceit that begins to enter onto this dunya. They say there are verses of the Bible that everybody knows, the Lord's Prayer, that forgive us our trespassings as we forgive those who trespass and come against us. Now anybody who Googles the Bible, it changed. It became from trespassing to debt. Forgive us our debt and we forgive our debtors, as if the bank wrote it. Means many of these issues, there are verses now of coming out, I think they called it Surah Luke, they're 19:27, book 19 or verse 27 of their book, that says, who didn't believe in me, bring him in front of me and slay him in front of me. Why would Sayyidina Isa speak like that? But the shaitans would. They go back and want to manipulate all the text and manipulate everything in our dunya, so that to drive people to be crazy and mad that they don't understand what's happening. And Allah giving for us that sifat al-hafiz. We're not truly understanding what Allah has given to us of Holy Qur'an, of Sayyidina Muhammad and from Awliyaullah. Means when we don't understand that awliyaullah, they are guardians, and those whom recite Holy Qur'an and given the secret of Holy Qur'an, why Allah called them hafiz? Why not He called them the memorizers? Because a day would come and every time something came, but not like Akhir Zaman, not like the appearance of Dajjal, where all holy books will be changed. The shaitans go back in time and begin to manipulate, and they open their book and it's changed because it's not guarded book. Their book's not guarded book, their TV's not guarded TVs, their being not guarded beings. Those whom Allah have guarded, mahfuz, then they begin to understand what level of reality Allah is talking. That when they go to make a deceit within Holy Qur'an, Allah says, impossible. That my reciters, they are hafiz, they are guardians of the book. If you move a nuqt, it's known by them. You take a wow, you change anything, and Allah's hafiz, real hafiz. Those whom guard the book, they know the paper may change but the words will never change. Means if verses and papers and books all around the world begin to change, we begin to understand the greatness of what Prophet brought for us. When Prophet named our reciters, they are hafiz, means they are guardians of a day in which everything will come under attack. And this is the greatness and izzat of Allah, izzat al-Islam. And if you are destined to be with Sayyidina Mahdi, because they give another example, if there are 4 of you and the shaitans don't want one of you, they go back into your timeline and take that person, and then all of a sudden your picture shows there's only 3 of you in the picture. They took that problem away and now it doesn't exist in this time, except whom Allah have guarded. Means their entire lineage must be guarded so that shaitan can't manipulate and alter that being from appearing. Whom Allah wants to appear at the end of times and to be with Sayyidina Mahdi, their entire lineage must be guarded from the beginning of time to the end of time, like a file in the computer that you don't have access to. Then we understand again izzatullah and what Allah is establishing for protection for insan. Means many difficulties coming that are beyond imagination. When Mawlana Shaykh keeps saying that many things are going and many things are coming. We can't understand the extent at what things are being manipulated, what things are being changed. If we talk too much about it, people will think that you're crazy because they're not waking up to see what's happening. They are arguing and worrying about wudu and how much water to have for the wudu, but yet they are not looking. They're not guarding and understanding their heart, and they're not seeking out the knowledges and the realities of what's happening within this dunya. And what Prophet brought for us and taught for us, that great deceit would fill the earth, that a child of 7 his hair would turn grey. It's not going to turn grey from backbiting. When you talk about fitna is not backbiting. The fitna that Prophet and awliyaullah are fearful of is the fitna that shaitan now is moving through space and time and taking his followers through all of this and making entire fitna through all the dimensions, so that everything on this earth will be flipped upside down and every day something will be different and not what we thought it to be and become something different. Location, place and things, all of it will be under his manipulation. We pray that Allah protect us and that Allah keep us under the nazar of Sayyidina Muhammad. When we say nazar, we're not really understanding, and the nazar of awliyaullah, because under their nazar their watchful eye from the reality of their soul, not their nazar of their physical eye, but the soul that we don't understand its reality, that its watchful eye is in these days that are coming, of what deceit is being planned by shaitan and how their nazar is watching it and guarding what Allah wants to be guarded. That Allah inshaAllah count us from amongst those to be guarded, our family to be guarded, our communities to be guarded inshaAllah.
Sayyidina Nabi, Sayyidina Nabi, Sayyidina Nabi, Sayyidina Nabi.